We had a lot of fun with the penny stocks video last week, so I thought I'll bring another one back for this week and find some stocks which aren't talked about so much online. So let's dive into those today, and I want to give a little thanks to my mate Justin Baldori down in Melbourne. He's given me a little bit of inspo to get a couple of these stocks going. So if you want to know more on the fundamentals of some of these stocks, go and check out his video after this channel. But today we're going to dive into the technical analysis of these 5 penny stocks for under $5 in total. Yes, you heard right, under $5 total. We're going to be looking at the technical analysis for these stocks. We're going to be finding good areas of support and resistance, which could potentially be great buying opportunities and potential profit-taking opportunities. If you're wondering what platform I'm using to chart these stocks, there is a link to tradingview.com in the description down below, and you'll get $30 for free when you sign up for a paid version of the software. But you don't need the paid version. The free version is just fine to do what we are doing today. If you're new to the channel, hit us up down below, leave a like and subscribe to the channel, because we go through technical analysis on a lot of Australian stocks and cryptocurrencies, finding the best ones to buy and when to take profits on those stocks. We've been doing quite well lately, so be sure to subscribe, like it up down below, because it really does help me and the channel out reach more people. Last thing I mentioned before we jump into the charts is, if technical analysis is new to you, let me know in the comments down below and I can explain a few more of the technical tools. I know a lot of people rely heavily on fundamentals, but I see that as a flawed option, just looking at fundamentals, because that can get you into stocks at the absolute worst time. So let's look at the technical analysis. Drop your questions in the comments section down below if you're struggling with something, and let's dive into the charts. I'm always saying last thing, but this is the last thing. It is not financial advice. It's for education purposes only, and sometimes I try to make it entertaining. Now let's dive into the charts. We're ready for this. We've got our lunch money here of $4. I said I was going to do it under 5, and I've got $4 here. So our first one, we're going shopping. We got Self-Wealth. Self-Wealth, 58 cents. There's my dollar. All right, put that over there. Self-Wealth's $97 million market cap. And the technicals down here, you can check those out, tradingview.com. The thing I'm looking at here is gross profit financial year. It says 3 million, but a little further down, we know that they reported a loss of 2.8 million. That's not our concern at the moment, because we know that these tech companies run on losses. They're just trying to take market share. So let's dive across to the first chart of Self-Wealth. And this is what I got on the chart here. Now, I think it's something to keep on the watch list. I reckon this thing is going down to 37 cents, somewhere around these levels here. These are the highs that it set just before it took on the next levels of 50 cents, 60 cents, 70 cents, and finally that high at 82 cents. This, to me, looks like it's run out of steam. You can see the volume dropping to the downside. As we fall, volume drops. Not only is the volume dropping, but the time down is taking longer as well. So here we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks. And if we count these out, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 weeks before we saw a slight reversal. And even this reversal has been very weak. You can see the volume here. It didn't do much. And I think we're probably going to see about a 30% fall from here. But that was a reasonable top. And prior to that, we had a top back here at around 30 cents, and it's found some support on top of that top over there. So that's why I've got this level of around 37 cents. I think it will come back, maybe start to reaccumulate on these old highs. If not, then that will be a bit of a pivot point or breaking point for me, and we could expect lower prices from there. Using the Fibonacci tool here, I've got it connected to the COVID low to the current top. That brings us out at the Fibonacci ratio of 38%. So I like that level. It comes to the top before as well. So we're getting a price cluster. That's why I think this one's got a little bit further to fall. And at the end of the day, it's going to be a cheaper stock to put in our portfolios down the track. So keep this on the watch list. It's definitely on mine, as you can see over here in TradingView. Moving on to stock number 2, and it is Noxapharm. Noxapharm is at 63 cents. So easily under our little gold coin there. Maybe we could even get 2 for 1 once Self-Wealth comes down a little. So we're really going to be under this $5. Market cap's 131 million. I did say at the beginning of the video, these are penny stocks. So not only are they under $1, their market caps are also very low. We want these things to be well under a few hundred million. So we're looking at 131 million on Noxapharm. Now, Noxapharm, you can see here, is another healthcare technology sector pharmaceutical company. Let's take a look at the chart. And we first started talking about it when it was way back at around 40-ish cents. This one came to me from someone down at the coffee shop. I met him, he was having a coffee, had his kid there. We started talking about dad stuff because I should be having a kid this week. And he mentioned someone gave him this tip. So far, it's worked out pretty well for him. I know he picked it up around 16 or 15 cents. Now we're sitting at 63. The thing I would be concerned about here is that we're coming into a top. So it looks like it could be a double top. See that there? Around 65 cents. And we have picked up speed. I'll remove this Fibonacci tool for now. I'll use a little bit of a drawing tool. And what I'm talking about is the speed of acceleration as we go up. And we know what happens when this thing goes vertical, hits the moon, and then it comes back to Earth. So keep that in mind. Maybe we'll see a little bit of a pause here because we've got another top, or maybe it'll burst through. The thing that we want to look out for is, will it close above a 65 cent level for the week? Today is Monday. We want to see what happens at the end of the week. So stay tuned for the live stream on Saturday, and let's discuss this stock if you're interested in it further. Now, the ranges that I was measuring before are looking quite healthy. So I'm looking at these up ranges, up. All of those moves are pretty well consistent with each other. The only difference is the time. Now, these are all weekly bars, and the time that it is pausing is just 1 week, 2 weeks, 1 week, 2 weeks. Before it was pausing for a lot longer. So that's why we're seeing the speed accelerate. And I think people are just getting a little bit too eager to get on board with this. If I bring in the market sentiment, which you can see on the chart, and that's why the technical analysis works so very nicely. So overall for Noxapharm, I think we may see a little bit of a pullback just to reaccumulate, just to slow down for a minute. But it is another one to keep on the list because that volume is massive, comparatively speaking, and it has just been heading up on big volume. There's a top, there's a top, there's a top, triple top. Maybe we get a pullback. That would be the best case scenario, a pullback, because we want to see that happen to have a sustained move. Otherwise, you get something like this, straight up, and then straight down for a couple of years. So let's hope that we get a little bit of a pullback and then we can go straight up. Maybe make ourselves 2, 3, 4x from those 40 cent levels. Now I've got 3 more penny stocks for you. So if you're finding value from these first 2, surely you can give us a like down below. It goes a long way to helping me and the channel out. It helps reach more people because the YouTube algorithm is forever changing. So that like button does help a lot, and subscribe if you are new to the channel and you haven't done so. Obviously, if you are subscribed, hit that bell notification icon as well, because that allows you to see these videos as they come out. And even if you don't watch them, just come in there and smash that like button. So let's move on to the next 3. And the 2 of them are the ones that are on Justin's channel. So let's jump across to the first one, and that is Catapult. So the fundamentals to these next 2 stocks are on Justin's channel. It's this video right here. So 2 stocks under $2. You can see yours and his truly just doing a little live stream there. Let's move on to Catapult. This is at 389 million market cap, and I did want to keep these things under a few hundred million. So it's a little bit up there, but let's look at the chart and see where we're going from here. Now I've got a few lines on here. Let's take those off first. What I saw first with the naked eye, and that's where I start when I start drawing lines on the chart, is this range falling. And as it fell, you could see that it was resistance, resistance, resistance. Then it came above it and used it as support. So I think these levels are going to be the major lows. I don't think we're going to be breaking through that point there. And just this nice stepping stone pattern on the way up is exactly what we want to see. I'm not sure about the overall growth for this company. It is in the gaming sector, so that could be a great thing. But I just like the look of this pattern. Justin picked a fantastic stock for one of our 5 stocks to buy in total under $5. Okay, so let's go ahead and throw on the lines that I had drawn here. Now I've got $1.60. I think that level around 150 to 160 could be a pivot point, meaning if it breaks through that, I think we'd probably have a little bit further to go, probably come back and test this $10-ish level, which we saw, you can see me circling it there, a few months ago to come up as hopefully more support. But for now, I think we're looking all right. I've got this huge trend line drawn across here as firstly, I had it just from these highs, and that's going to be a pretty strong area of resistance. You can see it's come up so many times before, here and here multiple times and here multiple times. So as we come back to it, it might be a little bit of a test, but once we can break through that, I think this thing is looking pretty good. So we've got this for $2.05. There's our $2. Throw that to the side. We're up to around $3 something now. Let's hope it comes back a few cents and we keep it under that $2 level. But the last trend line I'm going to draw in here is just from the top and just run it across these current tops, because this is more minor scale. It's just a couple of months back, and obviously that's the first area for it to break through. We want to get it just above, and then we want to go and break that $2.30 level. So that's the real sticking point there. I think if this can hold up where it is now, probably a reasonable buying area. Not financial advice. Don't go and buy these things just because you're seeing me talk about them. Really learn technical analysis. And if this is new to you, let us know in the comments. Check out my website and drop your email there, because I do have quite an in-depth course coming out. I'm working on that. Drop your email and I'll let you know when that comes out. So don't go and buy stuff just because I'm talking about it on the internet. Do your research and learn how to use technical analysis. That's the level I'm watching and waiting for. But if we get a nice setup underneath that level, then that's probably not a bad area as well to add into our penny stocks under $5. Let's move on to the fourth stock, Raise. Fourth stock, $60 million. That's what we like to see. Now it's a micro investing type app for millennials, Gen Z, whatever it may be. And basically, the way I understand it is you've got the app, you pay for something, and it rounds up whatever it is you're buying. You buy coffee for $4.80 because coffees are ridiculously expensive, rounds it up to $5 for you, puts 20 cents into something investing. Look, it's at 60 million and it will be talked about, in my opinion, because people just like these little micro cap things that seem to be in the finance space and they're making a huge difference. Why I'm talking about it is because of the technicals. Another good looking stock that Justin has brought up, which not many people are talking about online. We see all the big stuff that people are talking about, including myself, but we don't see a lot of the small stuff. So Raise, what am I seeing here? Let's bring the tools back on. I'll drop a few of these fibs off so that we can clean it up. What we're seeing is this trend line across the top here, this downwards diagonal. I want to see that broken and come back as support. I think that's going to be a pretty good looking trade setup. See a lot of volume through here and also a lot of volume at the top here. That's why I'm thinking that we might still see a little bit of a pullback on Raise. There might be some stuff going on with the company that we don't know about in the news, and that's where the fundamentals let us down. That's where the technicals kick in. Now, they both have their pros and cons. We've talked about that on the channel before, but right now it looks like something might be going on, or investors are just a little bit worn out and they're just waiting for something else to happen with Raise. So if I zoom in and show you that, here's the volume, that's the top. And as there was a lot of buying at the top, nothing pushed through. It just fell. It fell on low volume, which is a reasonable sign. Didn't come down super hard, but it did come down after that. So I just don't think it's ready yet. I think it's needing to build some more support. And so we see this push up again. And at the moment, that's the current top. It's only the beginning of Monday. So we still got another 4 days, as you can see here. And really that still, again, is a high volume. So I think this one has some more time. It is under our dollar. There it is. There's our next one. We're up to about $4 now. So I really got to get this one in under $1. All right, we're going to do it. Let's see what number 5 is. Number 5, 88 Energy Limited. I got this from a comment that you guys had left on one of the videos. I thought I would go and check it out. Then when I came across and looked at my chart, I'd already have some lines drawn in it. So we must have talked about it on a live stream and had forgotten about it since then. And what's happened from there, let me move this little screen out of the way. We went from about 0.006 of a cent to 0.008. This is highly speculative, obviously. $71 million market cap, energy sector. We're looking at oil and gas production, exploration. So who knows if they even have anything? They're just exploring for stuff. And when they say they've found something, that's when you get these huge skyrocket pumps. And at the moment, maybe something's going on behind the scenes that we don't know about, because I'm looking at that volume. Look at those huge volume days. You can see in this top left, those volumes are 480 million, $390 million, stocks being traded on that day at that price, of course, so 0.6 of a cent. We did it. We could buy a ton of those for $1, throw them in the portfolio, and if they go up 10 times, we've made $10. Big deal. So anyway, we're looking at these bars, and again, it hasn't fallen back. So like we saw with the previous one on Rays, you see these big volumes on the highs, and it fell. Another volume, big volume, and it's fallen. Whereas on this chart, we got big volume, and it didn't fall all the way back. It's found support, and it's pushed again. So you can see how it's flipped a little bit. It's like the volume is coming in as strength rather than as weakness. And so that's why I'm liking this chart. I have to stress, it is completely highly speculative, and you can lose a lot very quickly. You imagine going from 0.8 of a cent to 0.4 of a cent, you've lost 50% just like that. So these things are very volatile, and I am not suggesting anyone purchase this. I'm suggesting that it looks like a great chart and something that we can learn from. One last thing I want to have a look at is, why would this be the bottom and not this area or this area or this area? The thing I see different with this area is, 1, the volume, 2 is the pattern. Now it's very small price on the share, so it's a bit hard to see, but you can see that this is flattening out, it's bottoming, and it's starting to climb up again. Whereas through this area of 2018 and 19, you can just see it falling and falling and falling. So it bases out and comes up, but then it falls away. And I've got this diagonal here just to show that as it did increase through this price period got some high volume here and then some volume continuing up, it broke the diagonal and then came back underneath it and fell away. So that would be a sign for me if that happened again here. We started climbing up, it fell away, broke the swing lows, which is one here, broke it quite decisively, and then continued to fall away. So that's the sign that this could be weakening in the future. But for now, it looks a lot stronger as a base than these last areas do throughout its history since 2015. So I hope you can see the difference with that low that we're currently at compared to the previous lows. And even from those previous lows, they made pretty reasonable gains. So from 1.5 cents up to around 5 cents. So there's already 200% there. And the major boom that it had was 1,000 and about 1,200%, so I didn't even catch the top there, but as you can see, that's quite massive. 88 Energy, another one to put on the watch list. It's not a buy recommendation at all. It is a great technical chart to have a look at and do some more research on. So there's our top 5 penny stocks that aren't being talked about online that much, and I've got them under $5. If we calculate them, I've got around 63 cents, 58 cents, 77 cents, 1 cent, which we just saw on 88E, and then $2.05 on the last one there. So that brings me to a total of $4.04. So if someone wants to spot me the other 5 cents, I've got the $4. Let's go and buy one of each of these stocks. Wouldn't that be funny? We buy one of each of these stocks and we pay $10 to $20 on brokerage each way. So we pay about $100 on brokerage, and we bought ourselves one stock of each of these for a total of $4. Video's coming to an end, so it's last calls for that like button. Go and smash it down below. Hit the subscribe if you're new and you're still watching to this point in the video. Thank you very much. Hit the bell notification icon as well, and jump across to my website now if you haven't already, if you want to get a hold of the trading course that I've got coming up. Leave your email there and I'll let you know when it's free. Check out Justin Baldori's channel as well. He's got the fundamentals on a couple of those stocks. Really good deep dive research into those stocks. And I will catch you guys at the next video. You know how it ends every week. Until next time, have more fun to get more done. Peace out.